2023. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Eddie G's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:09.118. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Sunoiler has a best lap time of 2:05.508. Look at Nart and Vexler go, they're really giving it some jandal now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Sunoiler has a best lap time of 2:05.508. You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Sunoiler crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:09.901. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Eddie G posted 16.446 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There's no mucking around for Nart and Vexler at Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Las Vegas 2023. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
There's the first flying lap for Sunoiler, hitting 2:05.380. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Eddie G posted a 2:08.056 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 301 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
There are just over 300 minutes left in this practice session. Nart and Vexler's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 3:14.479. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Sunoiler's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:05.066. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Nart and Vexler crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking at 3:14.479. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Sunweiler has a best lap time of 2:05.066. There's the first flying lap for Nathan Vexler, hitting 3:48.601. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Sunweiler posted 2:05.517 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Nathan Vexler posted a 3:48.601 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
With just 294 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Alright, Sunweiler has put down a 2:04.465. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Dallara F312.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Nathan Vexler crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:06.572. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Eddie G's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 6:51.514. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Martin Wexler has a best lap time of 2:05.664. Eddie G has a best lap time of 2:07.328. There's the first flying lap for Martin Wexler, hitting free, 52.851. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hop. Once you've got it, you're unstoppable.
Couldn't have put it better. Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
Eddie G posted 2:06.173 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 288 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Eddie G's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:06.173. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Nart and Vexler posted a 2:06.193 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunoiler crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:24.226. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Martin Vexler has a best lap time of 2:05.520. There's the first flying lap for Sunoiler, hitting 24.226. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Martin Vexler posted 2:05.520 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunoiler's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:24.226. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Watch as Puppy Dog from Hell takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob. They're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
With just 278 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Sunoiler's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:07.533. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
And off goes Puppy Dog from hell, easing into the rhythm of Las Vegas 2023. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Nathan Vexler crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:06.090. They're getting to grips with Las Vegas 2023, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Megasaurus 55 is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Smells Like We is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book that sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Las Vegas 2023.
Sunoiler has a best lap time of 2:04.465. Smells Like We's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine, first impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Alright, Sunoiler has put down a 205.088. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Dallara F312.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Look at Rob Keane taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
There goes Smells Like We, on their first dance with Las Vegas 2023. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
There's Megasaurus 55, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Las Vegas 2023.
Smells Like We is out there, taking it slow and steady on the out lap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today, a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Las Vegas 2023.
And there's Megasaurus 55, easing out onto Las Vegas 2023. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
There's the first flying lap for Nathan Vexler, hitting 207.196. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Get ready for some high-octane action as the drivers take on the challenge of qualifying at Las Vegas 2023. Nathan Vexler is on their out lap.
This is the moment they've been preparing for. Let's see if they can execute.
Sunweiler has put in a great effort and currently holds third. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? It's a masterclass from Megasaurus 55 in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and currently leading the pack. It's an outstanding performance, and they are making their intentions clear for the race ahead. A solid qualifying performance by Jack M team, positioning them in fourth at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
You're spot on, Rob. Jackham team's current position of fourth is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Currently in third, Sunweiler has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. Sunweiler has completed their out lap. What a performance from Megasaurus 55. They currently occupy second on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Megasaurus 55's current position of second reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Megasaurus 55 has completed their out lap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Jack M team has completed their out lap. Incredible drive by Smells Like We so far, earning him 6th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? It's an impressive showing by Jack M team, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Absolutely, Rob. Jack M team has put in a remarkable effort to secure 5th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
Nart and Vexler has positioned themselves well in 3rd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Nart and Vexler has completed their first flying lap in 2:05.984. Smells Like We has secured a respectable 6th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
Spot on analysis, Rob. Smells Like We has positioned themselves well in 6th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position.
Smells Like We has just completed that lap in 2:09.149. Their best lap so far is 2:09.149, putting them in P6. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Impressive work from Nart and Vexler, who has claimed 2nd on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Nathan Vexler's current position of 2nd is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
A strong showing from Jack M team as they currently sit in 5th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
I completely agree, Rob. Jack M team has positioned themselves impressively in 5th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Jack M team has just completed a lap in 2:06.595. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. I'm thinking Smells Like We could benefit from tweaking their tyre strategy. That last lap at 2:06.997 isn't cutting it for 6th. A switch to a softer compound might give them the edge they need.
Spot on, Rob. A softer tire could provide that extra grip, but they'll have to manage tire wear carefully. It's a risky play, but it might just pay off.
A solid performance from Jack M team as they currently hold position 4. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
Great analysis, Rob. Jack M team has shown excellent pace to secure 4th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
Jack M team's really showing what they're made of, landing in third during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
An outstanding display from Sunoiler in this qualification session. They have been on fire, putting in blistering lap times and currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's a statement performance, showcasing their speed and determination.
I completely agree, Rob. Sunoiler has left everyone in awe with their remarkable performance. They have set the benchmark and are making a statement that they are the driver to beat.
Sunoiler will be happy having put themselves into first in this qualifying session. Jack M team has put in a great effort and currently holds third. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? With Jack M team now sitting pretty in second, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
And there goes Rob, currently in position 4. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Impressive display by Nathan Vexler, currently sitting in position 3. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can put. It's a stellar performance from Nathan Vexler, clinching third.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure.
Incredible drive by Eddie G so far, earning him 5th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? Looks like Eddie G is making a statement, securing a spot in 5th.
Yep, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up.
It's an impressive showing by Smells Like We, currently in 7th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Smells Like We has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. Now,
Smells Like We's latest lap at 2:36.822 isn't cutting the mustard. They're sitting in 7th, which means there's a fair bit of ground to make up.
yeah, Rob, it's a decent time, but in this game, decent won't get you to the podium. They'll need to dig deeper and find some extra pace.
There's a real buzz in the air as Smells Like We secures 5th.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
A solid qualifying performance by Smells Like We, positioning them in 5th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
Absolutely, Rob. Smells Like We has shown great potential to secure 5th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
It's a beautifully calm day here at Las Vegas 2023, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The drivers are looking focused out there on the grid. I'm excited for this one, Rob.
Sunoiler will be feeling confident starting from pole position.
But they can't afford to get complacent. They will have a target on their back now.
Jack M team is going to be starting from 2nd.
And they are looking to start the race on the medium's tire compound.
Sitting in 3rd, it's Nathan Vexler.
Could we see a podium result from Nathan Vexler?
Coming in at 4th, we have Rob Keane.
It's like they're on the outside looking in. Can they make their way to the front of the pack?
Smells like we is placed in 5th.
The English driver will be focused on a good result from here.
On the 6th grid slot we have Eddie G. As the engines roar to life, Megasaurus 55 prepares to take off from the 7th position on the starting grid.
They would have liked to be higher up, but that's not going to stop Megasaurus 55 fighting their way through.
The 8th starting position belongs to Puppy Dog from Hell, who will be looking to make up ground early on. Sunoiler has got the inside track starting from pole position.
The pressure's on now. Can he handle the heat and stay ahead of the pack?
Here we go, straight into the deep end. The first lap's a doozy. Gotta secure a spot or you'll be up the creek without a paddle.
Avoiding fender benders while gunning for the front? That's the name of the game right now.
Now, isn't that a sight? Sunoiler hanging tight at 1. Maybe they're waiting for everyone else to make their move. Smart as a whip, that one. By crikey, Megasaurus 55's already showing these drongos how it's done, nicking spots left, right, and center. Well, ain't that a slice of vanilla? Smells like we's sitting pretty right where they started. Comfy as a koala in a eucalyptus tree. Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here. Megasaurus 55's revving up like there's a sausage sizzle at the finish line, making places left and right.
If they keep this up, they might just snag a win today. Pun intended, mate. Yeah, every place helps and that put them in a very strong position now.
Crikey, Narton Vexler's fallen faster than a kangaroo in quicksand. What happened between 3 and 7 is anyone's guess. It's like a drama down under, here at Las Vegas 2023.
When you're gunning those engines at Las Vegas 2023, Losing positions from 3 to 7 feels like spilling sweet tea on a summer day. Nathan Vexler's got a mountain to climb now.
Big gains for Nart and Vexler as they move up the field, leaving Puppy Dog from Hell behind.
If this were chess, I'd say Nathan Vexler just put Puppy Dog from Hell in check. Brilliant move.
You know, back in Oz, we have a saying, flat out like a lizard drinking. That's exactly what Nart and Vexler is doing right now.
I've always wondered, what's that even mean? Lizards, drinks, racing? Y'all have a wild imagination down under.
Hollywood couldn't script this better. Eddie's shadowing Megasaurus 55, waiting for the slightest misstep.
The gap's closing, the clock's ticking, and the finish line awaits its champion.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Smells like we will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Smells Like We and Eddie G.
This here's where the steel meets the pavement. Both drivers got to keep their cool if they're looking to take the checkered flag.
Fair dinkum, I reckon Jack Team's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Puppy Dog from Hell in the front.
Well, butter my biscuit. With a gap just shy of a second, Jack Team's car is dialed in. He's looking to reel Puppy Dog from Hell in on the straights of Las Vegas 2023.
The gap between Smells Like We and Nart and Vexler may be wide, but that doesn't mean Smells Like We is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance.
Absolutely right. Rob and Nathan Vexler knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Nart and Vexler is right behind Smells Like We, keeping the pressure on for 5th place. Now that's how it's done. Nart and Vexler rips through the track, while Smells Like We watches the taillights fade. The G-forces these drivers endure, especially around corners like Harmon Avenue, it's no joke. You'd think they're astronauts preparing for launch.
Oh, for sure. It's a testament to their fitness and training regimes. Each lap, pushing their bodies to the limit, all while making split-second decisions at blinding speeds. Respect.
We're watching Smells Like We in 5th, and is currently being hounded by Nart and Vexler with a gap of just 0.3 seconds. Fair dinkum, Nart and Vexler's lap was so fast it beat a wallaby to the watering hole. The gap might be more than a second, but Eddie G is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep it at, and something's got to give. Gee whiz, Nart and Vexler is breathing down Smells Like We's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Smells Like We's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded. And Nart and Vexler has just won the place from Smells Like We. Looks like Smells Like We forgot they weren't at Bondi Beach, taking a dive like that.
Well, slap my grandma. Smells Like We's gone off like they saw a ghost. Or maybe they just saw their last lap time.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. Stop the press. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Puppy Dog from Hell. Too much snagger, not enough bun. Hold on to your seats. Rob's turning the heat up on Eddie G, closing in for the kill. Rob's gone faster than when I dropped my beer and tried to catch it midair. Impressive stuff. Would ya look at that gap? Smells like we's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. Look at this. Rob Keane is practically drafting off Eddie G. With the gap this small, Koval Lane is going to be a real test.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Rob looked like overtaken, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Rob, lagging behind Eddie G and the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some extra grunt to flip this situation. Smells Like We seems to be putting the pressure on Jack. Breaking update. Just like my hope in finding the one, Sunoiler's direction seems a bit lost right now.
Hot diggity. If Sunoiler had a banjo, they'd be strumming a sad tune right about now.
The action is non-stop as Smells Like We shadows Jack M-Team through every twist and turn, determined to claim 6th.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Smells like we must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
It's not coming up roses for Smells Like We. They're trailing Jack M-Team and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. It looks like Eddie G is pushing hard to catch up to Sunoiler. The gap is over a second, but Eddie G is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Sunoiler? Eddie G and Sunoiler have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 1.3 seconds now. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Smells Like We is chasing Jack M-Team in P6.
Shoot, Rob, you ever seen a hound chase a rabbit? That Smells Like We for ya, trying to close in on Jack M-Team with every twist and turn of Las Vegas 2023.
Oh, this is getting intense. Rob is just behind Eddie G. Rob Keane's playing hard to get, eh? If they drop the pace anymore, they'll be in reverse. But crikey, Eddie's just raring to go.
Well, tickle me pink. Rob's lap time ain't exactly lighting up the track. Eddie's making them eat dust like it's apple pie.
Rob is looking to take advantage of that aero as they get in range of Eddie G. That's going to give them the pull they need to mount a challenge very soon. He can't hold on. Eddie G is losing time to Rob Always Keen.
This ain't Eddie's first rodeo, but they've got a real challenge on their hands keeping Rob Keane in the rear view mirror.
Oh crikey, Hal, Eddie G just got outfoxed and Rob's taken the chockies.
That's like swapping sweet tea for moonshine. A change nobody saw coming. Now ain't that a hoot and a holler? Eddie's gotta rev up their engine and get back in the groove, while Keane's riding the way and showing some serious grit.
Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Sunoiler's not letting Megasaurus 55 have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Megasaurus 55, he's coming for your Tim Tams, mate.
I think they are going to take that.
I swear, Sunoiler's on the prowl, making that leap to first look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue. As we enjoy seeing these titans of the track battle it out, let's not forget about the pit crews. Those guys and girls are like a well-oiled machine themselves.
Absolutely. They're the unsung heroes of the racing world. But you know what they say, behind every great driver is an even greater pit crew.
Things are heating up as Megasaurus 55 tries to close the gap to Sunoiler. Watching Nart and Vexler try to close that gap on Eddie G is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes.
Gee whiz, Maiden Vexler is so far back, I'm half expecting to see tumbleweeds blow past. Maybe a vulture or two.
Tire degradation's a right pain in the ass, but Nart and Vexler's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Eddie G, aren't they? This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Megasaurus 55 is the predator, with Sunoiler firmly in their sights. As a former racing driver, how challenging was it to adapt your driving style to account for tire degradation throughout a race?
It was a constant challenge, Rob. Tire degradation can change the car's balance and handling, so drivers need to be versatile and adaptable. It requires continuous adjustments to driving techniques and a keen understanding of the car's behavior.
Remember when Megasaurus 55 was on the pace? Neither do I, kinda like my recollection of last Friday night.
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, Megasaurus 55's burning time, it ain't getting any hotter.
At this stage of the race, Fifi is holding on to 9th. Anything can happen from here. Quiet, steady, reliable. That's Fifi's game today. No drama, just some good old-fashioned racing. Tell me, mate, ever tried doing a wait, this is a disaster for Fifi in the Dallara F312 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
That's going to be a big disappointment for them at this stage. Let's hope the team can regroup and make some sort of recovery.
Rob's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand. Rob Always Keen is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.41 seconds down. Hal, can you share some strategies that drivers use to manage tire degradation during a race?
Certainly, Rob. Some strategies include adjusting the car's setup for better tire life, altering driving lines to reduce wear, and using tire management techniques like lift and coast to preserve grip for as long as possible.
If Megasaurus 55 goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available.
Lordy, it's like Megasaurus 55's driving with a boot full of moonshine. I haven't seen a gap that big since Uncle Jeb lost his front teeth.
By crikey, Keen's lap time is like a cold beer on a hot day, absolutely smashing. Megasaurus 55, you need a moment to recover? Some say it's about the journey, not the destination, but Sunoiler seems pretty intent on that first spot.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
We are used to seeing some hard-fought stop the press, with a move that's swift. I'd say Rob Always Keen's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit.
Well, slap my knee and call it a jamboree. Keen's putting on a masterclass, storming into second.
Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders. They're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup, a tiny one, can make them tumble. Assetto Corsa, friends, where the magic happens. Although, between us, what's a hiccup for an AI? Spot on, Rob. Still waters run deep, and even if it looks calm now, Megasaurus 55 needs to maintain that razor-sharp edge.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Eddie G, who is currently in P4. But Megasaurus 55 is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Eddie G.
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Eddie G tries to reel in Megasaurus 55. But Megasaurus 55 is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Eddie G find some extra pace to bring the fight to Megasaurus 55?
Looks like Puppy Dog from Hell is chasing Smells Like Wee harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right?
Nail-biting indeed. I've already chewed through half of mine. And while Puppy Dog from Hell is going for gold, I'll be going for a manicure.
The gap between Puppy Dog from Hell and Smells Like Wee is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Rob trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Sunhoiler. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Rob Keane close in enough to mount a challenge? Blimey, Eddie G is so far. Hold on a second. Well, Eddie's decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them. The tension is building as Narton Vexler trails behind Eddie G. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Eddie G hold on, or will Narton Vexler be able to close them down? Blimey, Narton Vexler's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub. Jack Emteen's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
When you talk about experience, it's like saying I've experienced my mother-in-law's cooking. Doesn't mean I want to do it again. But Jack Emteen, keep pushing.
Jack M team is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Narton Vexler at the moment. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Rob's inching ever closer to Sunhoiler.
The gap is 0.6 seconds now. Rob Keane is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Sunhoiler.
Rob's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Sunhoiler.
That's a great effort from Keane. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is
Breaking alert, Struth, Narton Vexler's having a real dog's breakfast of a moment.
It's a real shame. Until this point in the race, they've been looking at a decent result.
It looks like Rob has found another gear in the last sector of the race.
It takes a special kind of driver to perform under pressure like this. Rob has certainly risen to the occasion.
Sunhoiler's got the tail tighter than a kangaroo in a hammock. If Rob is gonna make a pass, they'll have to buy them a drink first.
Keane is certainly pushing all they can, but the gap might just be too much. Unless Sunhoiler makes a mistake, it looks like they'll hold on to second.
And it's a checkered flag for Sunhoiler, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today. A nail-biting finish, but Rob Keane claims second place. That was an outstanding performance from Megasaurus 55. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium.
Great job bringing it home.
Eddie G brings home fourth. Taking fifth is Narton Vexler. Finishing sixth is Smells Like Wee. 7th is Puppy Dog from Hell. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Las Vegas 2023, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
Puppy Dog from Hell will be looking to convert their pole position into a win. The race is on, and tensions are high as drivers navigate the first lap. One wrong move could lead to a collision in these tight quarters.
This is where the real racecraft comes into play. The drivers will be looking for any opportunity to make a move and gain an advantage.
It's all about finding those gaps and making the most of them, especially in these early stages of the race.
And with so many talented drivers on the grid, you know we're going to see some incredible overtakes here in the first sector.
It's not just about making a move, it's about doing it cleanly and without causing any incidents. So Puppy Dog from Hell's decided to play it cool, eh? Holding onto one like a croc with a juicy steak. Just sizing up the competition, I reckon. The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one. I can't wait to see how this race will play out.
I am so excited at the prospects for this race. I can't wait to see the drama unfold.
Was Puppy Dog from Hell trying to give their rivals a head start? They're already behind from the get-go. If this were a game of musical chairs, Puppy Dog from Hell just lost their seat, dropping positions right from the start.
I reckon Puppy Dog from Hell's feeling like a fish out of water, trading that comfy 1 for a slippery 8. It's a curveball, like a tornado in January.
Sunwiller is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Megasaurus 55 can capitalize on any mistake.
By the looks of it, Rob in third is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Smells Like Weed. Hold on to your stubbies.
With a gap tighter than a new pair of jeans, Rob's pushing the Dallara F312 to its limits. He's got that racer's instinct, looking for that sweet spot to pounce on Smells Like Weed.
Game on now, Rob has closed the gap to Smells Like Weed. It's now down to 0.4 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Sunwiller is proper nipping at Rob's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
Whoa. Rob is coming in hot. I don't know if it's the red mist or if they have just missed their breaking point.
You're never completely useless. You can always be used as a bad example.
A twist in our tail. Rob always can slip in more than a bar of soap in a bath, now at 4th. You know, Rob, these pit stops always amaze me. Just a few seconds, and they change tires, refuel, adjust settings. It's like a well-choreographed dance.
Absolutely, and the precision. One slight misstep, and it could cost the race. It's an art and a testament to the pit crew's relentless training and coordination.
Seems like Eddie G is getting in range of Rob. It's a close race between Megasaurus 55 and Jack M Team in 4th. Crikey, Megasaurus 55 is losing touch with Jack M Team quicker than a kangaroo on a trampoline. So, when you were racing, ever have to do the old nature call dash during a red flag?
Haha, you mean a pit stop for the driver and not the car? Once or twice, you learn to time your drinks, and hope for a long caution. Doesn't always work out though.
As the laps wind down, the hunt intensifies. Rob is lurking, ready to unleash an overtaking masterclass on Megasaurus 55. Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Keen for nabbing 5th.
Shoot, Rob's got more moves than a dance floor on a Saturday night. Look at them shimmy into 5th.
The battle for 5 is heating up as Megasaurus 55 tries to catch Rob in P5. Did you blink? Because Megasaurus 55 just laid down a scorcher of a lap. Even my ex never left that fast. Sunoiler is on a mission, chasing Smells Like We, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curbs. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
Hold on a second, looks like Nathan Vexler tried the "ol' dingo stole my race line" trick. A tad too clever by half. With steely determination and laser focus, Sunoiler is homing in on Smells Like We. The battle lines are drawn.
The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds. Can Sunoiler close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
Crikey, Sunoiler's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched second.
Y'all ever see a hot rod at a country fair? Sunoiler's giving me those vibes right now with that ascent.
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Smells Like We is dancing closer and closer to Sunoiler. You can feel the tension as they approach Koval Lane. Incident alert. Eddie's off the track. Reminds me of my first car, a real lemon. Drove straight but only in reverse. Hold on to your hats, folks. Rob is right on the heels of Jack M Team, and we're in for a wild ride.
Remember that time Rob Keane made that audacious move on the last lap? Feels like deja vu, doesn't it, Rob?
Keane is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace.
Can Keane keep it together?
Eddie G is giving it their all as they chase down Puppy Dog from Hell in P7.
The gap between them is just over 0.6 seconds. Who will have the speed and skill to come out on top?
Whoa there, Jack M Team is sticking to Rob like glue. You reckon Rob's feeling the pressure? Cause I sure would.
Hey Rob, ever seen a cat toy with a mouse? Kind of feels like what Jack M Team is doing to Keane right now, doesn't it?
Mate, Keane's right up Smells Like We's chuff. As they zip through Harmon Avenue, we're all expecting some fireworks. A great pass for Rob as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Smells Like We has lost ground.
Definitely, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and anything can happen. Rob needs to keep driving with focus and intensity.
We got a close battle as Jack M Team closes in on Smells Like We. It's a game of inches now as Puppy Dog from Hell tails Eddie G closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Now, that's some driving, y'all. Puppy Dog from Hell is putting the pressure on Eddie G. It's like watching a cat stalk a bird. They're inching closer with every turn.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
If Jack M Team gets any closer to Smells Like We, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
Even though Jack M Team is a fair way behind Smells Like We, they can't afford to let their gut-breaking update. Oh dear, Smells Like We has had an incident. Every gear shift, every pedal push, Rob's got one goal in mind, capturing Sunoiler's spot.
In the theater of speed, this is the climax. Every move is a headline, every overtake a potential plot twist.
Eddie G isn't just racing. They're weaving a narrative, sitting proudly in 7th. You wouldn't read about it. Eddie G is putting a fair whack of space between them and Puppy Dog from Hell.
Yeah, Rob, Eddie's really hitting the gas, but can Puppy Dog from Hell kick it into high gear and catch up? You hit the nail on the head, Rob. They've got to keep their eyes on the prize and not let ego steer them off the track.
It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Keane can catch some shade behind Sunwiller? F.
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit.
Blimey, Keane's shifted gears and the results are clear. Cruising up to 2nd just like that.
I tell ya, Rob's hotter than a peppered pickle right now. Bold and spicy, claiming 2nd like a champ.
Well, that's an unexpected descent. Keane finds themselves repositioned at 3rd.
Races are full of ups and downs, kinda like my Aunt Patty's porch swing. Keane will bounce back, no doubt about it.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Megasaurus 55 and Smells Like Weed. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning.
The roaring engines are echoing Megasaurus 55's battle cry. Smells like weed. Can you hear the thunder?
Sorry to interrupt here, but looks like that's a mistake from Megasaurus 55. This could be costly.
Gee whiz, Megasaurus 55's lost direction faster than I lost my youth. Welcome to the club.
You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Rob's trying to make this a drive past on Sunwiller.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment.
It seems like Rob Always Keane is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
Can Keane keep it together?
Good on ya, Eddie G. Not letting Megasaurus 55 get too comfy up front. Reckon he's planning a bit of a good day mate on the next corner? Blimey, Sunwiller veered off the track like I veer away from commitment. Maybe they'll come back, unlike my ex. Blimey, Eddie's more eager to catch Megasaurus 55 than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase.
On this asphalt battlefield, Eddie's determination is the weapon, and Megasaurus 55 is the target.
It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Eddie G gaining places and Megasaurus 55 losing them. Every race has its highs and lows. Today, Eddie G acquaints themselves with a new perspective at 7th. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. It's all about consistency for Sunwiller, who is currently 3rd. Megasaurus 55 has the pedal to the metal chasing Eddie G.
There is no room for error in this battle.
Mate, smells like we's gonna have to defend like a kangaroo in a boxing match.
You Aussies and your analogies. But yeah, it's game on for sure.
Hold your breath, folks. Smells like we is sandwiched between two relentless competitors. Megasaurus 55 0.1 seconds behind, Eddie G 0.2 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position. I'm sure Megasaurus 55 in 6th is starting to notice Smells Like We is right on their tail, and is still closing the gap. Can Megasaurus 55, can they hold on to their position?
This could be where Smells Like We is going to dive up the inside. Megasaurus 55 is going to need to cover the inside, and that will compromise their exit speed.
Smells Like We is in there like a rat up a drain pipe pal. Megasaurus 55 is not going to be happy about that. What a move. Megasaurus 55 has moved up to 6th. If I had $1 for every time Megasaurus 55 closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, smells like wee, the thunder from down under is coming.
It's like watching a hawk circling its prey, waiting for the right moment to swoop.
Hold on to your stubbies. Rob is closing in on Nathan Vexler like a bachelor at the end of a buck's night. Hope Nathan Vexler either brought some lube or protection. Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are gonna need to look after their tires and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete and the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
Smells like wee is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. They say pressure makes diamonds. Well, smells like wee's shining bright, closing in with every heartbeat.
Stone the Crows. Keen's in second, but if I know them, Nathan Vexler's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon.
It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. Rob needs to stay patient and wait for Nathan Vexler to make a mistake.
It looks like Rob Always Keen is making a move. The gap to Nathan Vexler is now down to 0.4 seconds.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
Cricky, Jack M team's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate.
Good lord. At this rate, Jackham team's gonna finish this race in the afterlife. Hope they got good insurance.
Rob's in an exciting position at second. They've been maintaining pace for a few laps now, and with the leader just within a whisper's distance, things are heating up.
Absolutely. I think you would say it's tighter than a kangaroo in a sleeping bag up there. But yeah, every little decision now is crucial. One slip from the leader and our champ in second might just steal that top spot.
Rob appears to be losing ground on Nathan Vexler. They will need to pick up the pace a bit as they head into Las Vegas Boulevard, the Strip, and see if they can get a good exit and gain some ground. In a race where seconds count, Megasaurus 55 is counting on less of them between themselves and Eddie G. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime.
I agree. Megasaurus 55 is putting in the effort. Sort of like me at karaoke night. Not sure about the results, but full points for enthusiasm.
Oi, Puppy Dog from Hell tried to pull a Steve Irwin and wrestle with the track limits. Track 1, Puppy Dog from Hell 0. The age-old challenge. Puppy Dog from Hell is trying to catch Smells Like Wee, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Rob comfortably sitting at first. It seems like Keen is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace. Everyone's on the edge of their seats, or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Sunoiler is getting closer to Rob Keen, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel.
Well, shoot, if Sunoiler was any more laid back, they'd be horizontal. Reckon they're daydreaming of those cheerleaders again?
The best laid plans of mice and men are hell, but it's certainly not going to plan for Sunderland right now as they are struggling to keep up with Keane. Rob is on fire in the last sector. The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for Rob.
What a display of skill and precision.
Sunoiler never gave up. They drove with heart and determination, ultimately securing a well-deserved second-place finish.
Intense race, but Sunoiler held their nerve and earned a great second place.
What a race from Jack M team, showing their skill and determination for a great third-place finish. In fourth, it's Eddie G, followed by Megasaurus 55 in fifth. Coming in sixth, we have Smells Like We. Puppy Dog from Hell End in seventh.